The power of compounding is a concept, rather than a specific book title, commonly discussed in financial and self-development literature. It refers to the phenomenon where the growth of an investment or asset accelerates over time due to the reinvestment of earnings, interest, dividends, etc., leading to exponential growth. This principle is fundamental in finance, and its application can lead to significant long-term wealth creation. However, if you're asking about a book focused on the power of compounding or a book that explains this concept in detail, there are several key works that delve into how compounding works in personal finance, investing, and wealth building. The most famous of these works may include The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Since there's no widely recognized book titled The Power of Compounding by a specific author, I'll explain the concept of compounding in the context of investing and personal growth, which many books explore. Explanation of the power of compounding. 1. What is compounding? At its core, compounding refers to the process where earnings on an investment, whether from interest, dividends, or capital gains, are reinvested to generate additional earnings. Over time, this causes the initial amount of money, the principal, to grow at an accelerating rate because each new period's growth is based not just on the original investment, but also on the accumulated earnings from previous periods. For example, if you invest $1,000 in a savings account that earns 5% annually, at the end of the first year, you'll have earned $50, 5% of $1,000. If you leave that $50 in the account and it continues to earn 5% in the next year, your new balance will be $150, and you'll earn more than $50 the next year because your balance is higher. This process repeats, and the growth starts to snowball over time. Number 2, why is compounding powerful? The true power of compounding comes from time. The longer you leave your money to grow, the more dramatic the effect of compounding. This is because compounding generates a snowball effect, where the growth builds upon itself. Albert Einstein is famously quoted as saying, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." Examples in finance. Investing in stocks. Compounding is most commonly seen in long-term investments, such as the stock market. If you invest in a stock that gives you a 6% return per year, over 10 years, you would not just double your money, you would more than triple it due to the compounding effect. Retirement accounts, e.g. 401k or IRA, these accounts often benefit from compounding because of tax advantages. The longer you leave your money to grow in such accounts, the more you can benefit from compounded returns, often resulting in a much larger sum at retirement. Reinvesting dividends. Stocks that pay dividends can grow exponentially when those dividends are reinvested. For instance, instead of cashing out the dividends, reinvesting them buys more shares, which in turn earn more dividends, and the cycle continues, accelerating wealth growth. The Rule of 72. One of the simplest ways to understand the power of compounding is through the Rule of 72, which estimates how long it will take for an investment to double at a given rate of return. To use it, divide 72 by the annual interest rate. For example, if your investment earns 8% annually, it will take 72 8 equals 9 years for your money to double. The 5. Compounding in personal development. The principle of compounding isn't limited to money. It's also applicable to personal habits and growth. The idea is that small, consistent actions over time can lead to massive results. This is a central theme in books like The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. For example, small improvements in habits, like exercising for 10 minutes a day, will lead to significant health benefits over time. Learning a small amount each day, e.g., reading for 15 minutes, can lead to exponential knowledge accumulation and personal growth over years. The risks of compounding. Negative compounding. While compounding can be a great force for good, it also works in the opposite direction. Negative compounding happens when interest on debt compounds, causing debt to grow exponentially. Credit card debt is a prime example. If you have an outstanding balance on a high-interest credit card, the interest accrues on the balance, and you end up paying interest on the interest, which can quickly spiral out of control. The core benefits of compounding wealth creation. The more time you allow for compounding to work, the greater the wealth potential. Small, consistent investments can grow significantly over decades. Minimizing risk. Long-term compounding generally leads to less risk compared to short-term speculation because the effects of market volatility diminish over time and the growth compounds continuously. Automatic growth. When reinvested, compounded earnings grow on their own without you needing to constantly intervene. In this sense, compounding is a form of effortless wealth building. Leverage of time. Time is your most valuable asset in compounding. The earlier you start investing or making positive habit changes, the more time you give for compounding to work its magic. Books and resources on compounding. Though there isn't a single book titled The Power of Compounding, many books explore the principle in great depth. Here are a few notable ones. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This book is an exploration of how small, consistent actions can lead to big results over time, applying the idea of compounding to habits and personal development. The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. While primarily about value investing, Graham emphasizes the power of compounding when it comes to long-term investment strategies. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki discusses how the rich leverage the power of compounding to build wealth, particularly by investing in assets that appreciate over time. The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Although not solely about compounding, this classic provides timeless financial wisdom about saving and investing, which align with the principles of compounding wealth. The power of compounding is one of the most profound principles in finance and life, where small, consistent actions, whether they are investments, savings, or positive habits, can lead to extraordinary outcomes over time. Whether you're looking to build financial wealth or personal growth, the concept of compounding teaches the value of patience, discipline, and the exponential growth that comes with long-term commitment. Books on personal finance and self-development often explore this concept, offering insights into how you can harness compounding for lasting success.